Hey y'all, it's Alicia and welcome back to Alicia's Crafty Hoplop, and I am so excited. I'm excited because I'm here tonight to share with you the unboxing of a Your Creative Studio March 2020 subscription vintage box. Now, I told y'all that recently I was approached by some companies to represent them and to serve on their design teams, and some I said no to, and a couple I said yes to. And I also shared with you that there was one I reached out to myself. And I'm really excited to share with you why, because it's Your Creative Studio. So for months now, I have been watching other crafters use, open, and other snail mailers and postal art folks and bookmakers unbox their subscription box of Your Creative Studio. It is a vintage themed subscription box that comes every month, and it is personally curated by Amanda, who is the creative director of the company. Every month has a different theme. That said, all the months work together. So if you had any supplies left over, let's say from January's box, they would work well with March's box. Everything is personally chosen by Amanda herself. Each box is curated by her, and it is incredible. Now, when I contacted Amanda and I sent her a series of photographs of my books and of my projects and of my videos for her to watch, and I said, if you think we're a great fit, I would love to be a creative ambassador for you. I would love to do an unboxing. And she looked at my work and said, this would be great. We're a great fit. Go ahead. We're going to send you March's box. Is that okay? And I said, sure. And I didn't even ask her what the theme was. Well, I'm going to tell you that I've taken all of the items out of a box. I've taken them out of their reusable, resealable plastic. That's just because I didn't want you to be annoyed by the crinkle in the video. But I do want you to notice this. Every item came in one of our resealable, and they're very good quality bags, which means you can reuse all the packaging. And that's a bonus in itself. It's not just environmentally friendly, it also gives you an extra craft supply. But it was the note on top, folks. So every box comes with a little Creative Studio note, hand done by Amanda. And it's precious because it's letterpressed and old school vintage typed. It gives you that feeling of nostalgia. It's also just nice to get a personal note from the person who curated the box. But when I read it, I was so excited. Do you like to keep the physical tickets as a piece of memory in your journal? The ticket to me, it's like the key to open the door of that particular memory of that journey. Sincerely, Amanda. And I knew right away, y'all, that meant that this month's theme was tickets. And I cannot wait to share with you what is inside this box. I cannot wait. Let's start with this incredible wooden ticket stamp. I couldn't believe it. I opened the box and I thought, oh my goodness, it is a beautiful vintage ticket stamp. It says admit one. It's got a number on it. It's got the number of tickets on the side. It's very much like a movie ticket stamp from my childhood. All the details are accurate. It's a cling rubber, so it's going to stamp well. I'm going to be making a project this week using the supplies from this box, so you'll be able to see not only how well this stamps, but how all of the pieces in this kit work together and also their quality, and I'm going to speak to them. So I was very excited. So this is a ticket stamp. It's a really nice size. It's about 1.5 inches. It's perfect for stamping on our die-cut tickets, but you don't need to stamp on die-cut tickets because in every subscription box, Amanda prints cut special stickers that she creates herself. And this month, she's included 6 ticket stamps done in 2 different styles. You can see that one of them is in the same shape as this traditional tear apart ticket style, but then she's also included 3 craft paper tickets in the rounded style. All right, so there's 6 stickers of that. Then we're going to move on to these, what they call, these are basic, and these came in such a beautiful reusable sleeve. Again, the packaging quality is just wonderful. Now, these I had to spend a little time with because I was swooning, and I know you're all going to feel that way. There are about 50, and they're individual and they're small, so they're 2 inches. And this one is an invoice for a seed company. There are notes and prescriptions from an apothecary. So there's a receipt from an apothecary and a prescription from an apothecary in here. There is a grocery, an old school grocery receipt. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe the detail in here. Then from Sears, from the original Sears and Roebuck, how when you used to place an order, oh yes, there's what is included in here just blew me away. And then there's like a dairy company, all different receipts and tickets that you would get when you used to make purchases from different stores, including a seed company for farming. And again, you get almost 50 of these, or you get 50 of these, all vintaged, all aged in terms of color, all in authentic vintage fonts. Now, I'm going to use these in a very specific way that you're going to see in my project, but you could use these to create a junk journal. You could use these to make amazing tags. The imagery on them is beautiful. As you can see, the coloring on them is beautiful. They're a great size if you want to make a tag flip. There's so many purposes and functions for these. All right, so that was another item in the box. Then I swooned when I saw this receipt book. First of all, it's pink, and it's very hard to get a receipt book in pink. But then I thought, oh, is it going to be one of those ones that's kind of like fake and cheesy? No, folks. It actually is an authentic receipt book. It is numbered. It is stamped. There's a date and number place. It's from National Bulks Huss Inc. And each one has like all of the particulars that you can fill in or you can leave blank, which is what I think is amazing. And on the back it says, cash is not transferable with a stamped signature and seal place. So this is an authentic receipt book. Again, you get at least 50 of these for your making. These are all sorts of good fun. You can use these in mixed media projects. You can use these in a junk journal. You can use these to make a beautiful tag. I have a few ideas. You could use these to make beautiful bookmarks. The ideas are endless for these. And again, I have never seen an authentic receipt book in pink before, let alone one that leaves a place for the notary seal and actually has the cash is not transferable in the back. So I was really impressed with the authenticity of this little receipt book. Plus, look how adorable it is. Oh, yeah. All right. So from there, I thought, well, I'm not going to be any more impressed. Oh, but I was. So I wasn't sure what this was when I first took it out. I was like, is it a cute little notepad? Because look at it. And here we have over 100 pieces. So I was like, I wonder what it is. And then I just about swooned. So these are all miniatures. And by that, I mean they're about 1.5 inches in diameter. And I want to bring it over here to the light. And I want to make sure there isn't glare because I want you to be able to see this properly. This is a vintage guest check. The next one is a vintage bingo card. And it just goes on. There's another bingo card. There are tickets. There's a bleacher stamp. There is a receipt, a vintage and aged receipt. There are apothecary notes, more tickets, cut apart from small ads. I had all sorts of ideas, as you're going to see when I do my project share. So these can either be used as basis for ephemera. They can be cut apart and used to make miniature ephemera. Again, the teeniest little guest checks you've ever seen. If you like miniatures and making small embellishments, this is unbelievable. And to have over 100, I have never seen anything like this anywhere. Not on Ali, not in craft stores, not on eBay, not on Etsy. I have never seen anything like this. And what I love is the diversity, and I also love the paper. So here's what I want to share. This one in particular, look, do you see this? It has a vellum-like quality. So it's got that shimmer and it's partially see-through. So if you're a mixed media artist, you're going to love this. If you love making junk journals, the texture and sound of this is incredible. Or if you just want to use it to make small embellishments, miniature embellishments, I can't imagine anything more darling. And again, I couldn't believe how many you get in here. It's over 100. So it's over 100 pieces basically of vintage vellum ephemera. Everything from tickets to guest checks to, it's really quite remarkable. And so that's in the box. Now you're starting to understand why I am in love with this product. Okay, so then I went to our next one, which I thought was really interesting. And again, I had to sort of examine it. And I took a look at it. And I was like, how many of these do we get? Because it looks like there's over 100. And sure enough, there are. These are actual train tickets from China, stamped. Look at that, stamped for travel. So again, I mean, you could, and the other nice thing about this is that it's a thicker paper, not quite a cardstock, but a thicker paper. It's in a lovely mint green. And again, look how many you're going to get. I have all sorts of ideas for projects with all of these, combining them, putting them together, and I'm going to share it with you this week, and I'm very excited to do that. But what amazes me is not just the volume, but the diversity, and yet all of these pieces work together. So now I'm thinking, wait, I've got larger tickets from travel tickets from China. I've got miniature bingo cards and miniature tickets and apothecary notes. I've got vintage receipts and guest checks. I've got tickets. I've got a ticket stamp. I've got the cutest ever authentic pink receipt book. And it just keeps getting better and better. The next pieces are the larger pieces I'm going to share with you. And they are very much like the miniatures, only now we have them in large format. So you can see it now. There's the mini and there's the large format. And this is, again, we have in here an incredible receipt with handwriting done on it. We also have one from a fabric store, which was really pretty and in green. We actually have a duplicate of that. So we have 2 of each in here. And then there's this stack. And what I loved about these are thinner. They're thinner and they have this lovely sort of napkin-like quality. And they're double-sided, so you can choose either to use both sides or which side works best for your project. And again, all of this works beautifully together. Clearly, if you're interested in doing a travel-themed book or piece, then you would use the one side. And if you're more interested in keeping it more vintage and neutral and just using the tickets in a different way, then you use the other side. So I love the versatility. And again, I'm going to say Amanda's very, very good at curating. So she's thought all that through. So perhaps like I don't want to do a travel book about traveling across Europe, but then I have the option of using the other side of the paper. So I liked that too. And notice again how everything coordinates. All the colors coordinate, right? So you don't even have to think much about it because Amanda's made sure that everything works together perfectly in harmony. All right. Well, we're not done yet. You'd think that would be enough in a box, but we're not done. And then there's this, I love this department store train travel schedule. And this is printed on cardstock and it has that nice glossy. So that's included. And then I couldn't believe it. I was like, is this another guest check book? And it is. And now this one is in a lovely vintagey green. It's like that pale green off-white. And this is nice paper quality. And you know I'm fussy about that. So while these have a lighter rice paper-esque quality to them, this has a nice thick quality. These would make beautiful tags for a tag flip. Beautiful. And they're gorgeous guest checks. And you know, whenever we do like a vintage tag flip, we often see guest checks being used. And this is an entire pad. So this would yield several tag flips on its own, and that's without using any of the other supplies. So again, great value for the kit. Another beautiful piece to have in your stash. And besides using it for an obvious tag, which it screams tag. But even if you didn't want to use it for a tag, it would make a great background. It would do well in a junk journal, a regular journal. I have another idea for it that I'm not going to share because I'm going to save it for my project share. But I had lots of inspiration is what I'm saying when I saw it. So my last 2 items were, one is a delicate little bookmark and it is so elegant. It is a little postage stamp from France. And I just thought this was darling. To get a little postage stamp, look at it. It's a teeny little postage stamp. So again, if you're making a book, a junk journal, you're sending off a loaded envelope, a tag, this is going to look magnificent in it. And this, folks, is our final product. And I left this one in the plastic so you could see that really each piece comes in very good quality, reusable, resealable bags. So that's another goodie that comes in here, because we always can reuse these. I mean, they're wonderful. All right. So remember how I just showed you that department store travel? Well, now we have a whole set of it on the back, made out of thick cardstock. And then we have all of these large sheets, and they're gorgeous. There is a pink receipt. This one is from, I love this one so much. This is from a wine store in France, and it's just darling in person. It's like that beautiful vintage pink. Then we have, oh, this one made me swoon. And this was actually from a hospital. And it's a soft pink with like muted grays. And then over here we have one. What store was this one from? Oh, this is a clothing store, and it's stamped. So again, enough paper in here to make a couple of journals. Loads of materials to make matching tags. You could definitely make a junk journal using all of these supplies. You could make a set of embellishments and a book. You can make an embellishment book. And that's not all, folks. Nope, that's not all. It also comes, each box comes with 2 sets of washi. And I can't wait to test this washi, because you know I've been having some trouble with my washi lately. So there is a very simple black and white thin washi, which is often used in junk journaling. But guess what there is? Oh, and you know I'm excited. There is a roll of green vintage tickets. Yes, folks. Ticket washi. And you can either tear each one off and use them individually as a ticket, or you can use it as your washi tape. So this is called Original Masking Tape from Preston, and it's vintage ticket. So folks, I am super excited. I think you can understand why I was rather enamored with this subscription box. Again, I am not a subscription box person. I have not been the type of person that has rushed out. I don't normally like other people picking my things for me. That's why I have not subscribed to a die company. That's why I have not subscribed to a stamp company. I personally like to make my choices. So the fact that I fell in love with this series, and the fact that I wrote to Amanda, the creative director, myself, already speaks volumes. Because I carefully watched each month and thought, wow, whoever is curating this is thinking very much not just about vintage aesthetics and variety, but is actually thinking about what we as makers use. I believe Amanda's a maker. Often what I take issue with is that what have been my complaints in the past, that I wish more companies would partner with people on YouTube to create things that we actually use. And when I got this box for March, I was like, I was right for sure. Amanda must be a maker, because each item in here is so carefully curated, and it is items that not only I can use to make a series of projects, but I would want every single item for my stash. There isn't one item in here that I wouldn't want and wouldn't be happy to have in my stash, or that I wouldn't be happy to gift to a friend who's a crafter. So I'm super excited to represent this company in this unboxing. This is the March 2020 box of Your Creative Studio. I'm putting the link down below, but I have some bad news. March is sold out, and it's no surprise. It's no surprise. It is really spectacular, and I'm going to make a project with it this week, and I'm going to very proudly share it with you. And I think you're going to see the quality of each item that I showed you in the unboxing, and you're going to understand why March is already sold out. Every box this month, I believe, has sold out. And power to Amanda for creating a monthly delivery to your door that enables you to make books and tags and embellishments, and all with really unique supplies that we would all be happy to own and create with. So again, thank you so much to Your Creative Studio for gifting me this opportunity. Thank you for gifting me this beautiful box. And I cannot wait to create projects with it this week and share it with y'all. I am going to put a link to Your Creative Studio down below in the comment section. And I do encourage you to check them out. You can buy, besides their subscription box, you can sometimes purchase individual items. As I did say, unfortunately, this ticket box sold out right away, and I'm not surprised. But I'm hoping each month, if you take a look through each month, you'll see that each month was as good as March. So you can, I believe, advance purchase for April and for May if you want to go take a look and see what's coming up. All right, y'all. I really, again, a big thank you to your creative studio. A huge thank you to Amanda for entrusting me with your beautiful vintage supplies. And again, I just think you're an expert creative director, and every single item is amazing, and I'm very excited to make with it. And that's why I wanted to work with this company. There wasn't one thing in this box that didn't inspire creativity, and I think that's incredible. All right, y'all, please take a moment to check out Your Creative Studio. I'm putting the link below, and leave me any comments or questions that you have about the products. And if I can answer them, I will. And if I can't, I'll direct you to Amanda. And again, I just want to remind you that this comes in an amazingly solid box. Lately, I need to stress that because so many boxes have been delivered damaged to me lately, but this comes in a solid box, folks. You couldn't dent this if you tried. And I really love all the care that Amanda took to wrap this in a very vintage aesthetic. I just unwrapped everything because I wanted to avoid the crinkle. And don't forget, for those of you that are concerned about our environment and also who are interested in being able to have packaging supplies, that these beautiful items all came packaged in reusable packaging. And isn't that incredible? Yeah, that's a thinking creative director, folks. All right, that is Your Creative Studio March 2020's box. Again, if I can answer any questions for you, I'll be happy to. And if I can't answer them, then I'll connect you with Amanda, and I bet you she can. All right, y'all. That's it for now, and I'll see you real soon.